So we're looking at the Columbia Hydra handle. I got this used. The first thing that I thought was the problem was the brake. So as I say, I put oil in here. I kind of took apart, I actually took this head off and cleaned out in here, cleaned everything up. But when I did that, some of the fluid came out. So what I did this evening is I topped up the fluid with their repair kit. So you can see now that the brake is working. But the problem is when I put on the brake, this guy is still moving. So because it's used, what I think has happened is, and you can see here, what I've done is I had one of these tomahawks lying around. So what I did actually, I probably shouldn't have done this guy, is I bent him to try and get this out, but you don't actually need to do that. I didn't know this at the time, but this guy actually slides into here like this, and then these little screws, they go in the back here. So that's actually how you get a plate out of, if you want to take this plate out too, that's actually how you take it out. You don't bend this like I did here, which is pretty stupid. You got to do these screws. So that was a bit of trial and error on my part. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the same thing on this guy, and we're going to put this, we're going to put the tomahawk head into this guy, and I think that'll solve our problem with the brake not working. So if we, this is the old one here, you can see the ends pretty worn, and this is the one I took off the tomahawk. So a bit of a difference in the ends there. Columbia says one thing you should check when your brake isn't working the way it needs to is to tighten this nut here, which puts more, that actually closes this gap here, puts more pressure here, reduces the gap, and it makes this tighter in here. But the problem with doing that is as you tighten this nut here, it gets harder and harder to squeeze the brake. So in saying that, if you keep tightening and tightening and tightening this, this will become stiffer and your brake may work again, but then you got to really reef on the brake. Okay, so after putting new fluid into the handle and changing out this fitting in here as well as the plate, you can see when I pull on this guy that it's not moving at all. That's rock solid. So that's how you repair, fix your Columbia handle, Columbia Hydra handle.